Blessings, this is Beto Lopez. Thank you for visiting my Gofundme, and thank you for taking the time to watch my sizzle that I'm about to show you right now and learn a little bit more about what my film is about, Skate Fever. Break this down really quick before we go into details. I'm going to tell you about what the sizzle is. The sizzle is actually more of a pitch that I use to present to any investor or potential person that wants to get involved and help get this film done. And so this is not a trailer. It's not what I would normally put on the internet and say like, oh, this is a film coming out. No, this is just a little sample, just so you give a little understanding to a potential person that wants to get involved in this film to help make it happen. So this little narration voice, you'll hear my voice in there, and the little notes you see in there, that's just to tell that potential person or you. For the first time, I'm showing this to anybody now. So if there's anybody out there like yourself that wants to help support this film and help out, by pitching in on the GoFundMe, you'll get an understanding why this film should happen and needed to happen, and why I'm doing this. If it was official trailer, of course, it'll be after the film is completed and it'll be dynamic. So there's tons more footage that I cannot squeeze into this small little pitch that I just cannot wait to show you. I've been filming for many years and traveled in so many different locations, like Spain and China as well. I was in China for 6 months working on a different documentary, a kid from Coney Island with Stephon Marbury, and I was on roller skates filming the streets of all these different locations back in 2016 to 2017 for like 6 months. And I was also filming myself skating and stuff, and that's not really about what the film's about at all. But I'm just giving you an example of where I've been filming and skating, including Barcelona and Spain. Skate Love Barcelona for the last 4 years. So there's definitely interviews and stories there that's going to be involved in this film. But real quickly, what the film is about how history to all the way up until 2019, when life was great, to remind people that skating has always been here. And I show that because I've been filming it already before people started thinking it was gone. Well, no, it's been here. So, and then when the pandemic shut down, the whole pandemic skate life starts, and how that changed a lot of people's lives and where it is today. Now California is open as of yesterday. And so now skating is like the rinks, what's going to happen? We'll find out, and that's why we need to continue filming. So before I'm going to continue those details. Please watch the sizzle, and I'm going to continue. For us roller skaters worldwide, life was at its greatest. Many stories from across the nation and the world of new possibilities.
That 2019 reopening was a historic moment because people from all over the world came to skate.
Each week, we will follow different groups from different cities and states with flashbacks, archives of life before and current. But for us, 2020 plans of skate life is thought to come to an end.
Then all of a sudden, everything shut down. And when I say everything, like the world shut down.
You stay at home, start tonight at midnight, whether you like it or not.
How in the world are you suspect us to skate with masks on?
Every episode tells our story, our journey, our troubles, and our happiness.
The Black Lives Matter movement picked up in the skating rinks because they have gone through the same situations.
We have privilege. We might not go through the same thing as other skaters do.
You figured things would be better by now. Let's go back to 1969, Empire Roller Skating Rink.
Michael said, "That's my skater." That's when I knew I was really bad.
When I hear these girls are like, this is the new, no, skating's been around. They don't know about it.
I didn't realize that there was a community of people that moved with the roller skating scene. Like, there were people that you just should know who they are.
Cinematic skate life that has never been seen like this before.
For social media, it's new to TikTok and all of them, but it's not new for us.
I don't know of any rinks that are actually open.
What we do out here is a community thing.
There are places that we can skate that don't have to be a rink.
Everywhere we could find with a smooth surface and where people weren't going to bother us, we were skating there.
And showing the next generation that's coming behind me.
Especially the indoor skaters, we had to all adjust to skating outside.
Keep everyone together for 5 days and 5 nights.
Stories from the best skaters in the world. Inspiring originals with history and top social media characters. 1 hour, 6 to 8 episodes that will have you want more while we wait for rinks to open up again.
With the weather changing, I don't know how much of this is going to be in our corner.
A lot of people don't have outlets. A lot of people are in a state of depression right now.
A lot of mental health issues and just being cooped up at home. This is so needed.
Okay, now that you saw the sizzle and you got a little taste of what this is about, I'm going to go ahead and break it down a little bit more for you. So why this film needs to happen? Well, I've been continue filming every single weekend, just about, even parts of the weekdays, just covering everything that's happening, especially right here in Oakland, California, and back and forth to LA every other week. Getting all the Venice Beach skaters as well, and the indoor skaters, World on Wheel skaters, you know, all the ones that skate, even Skateland. I was just recently filming at Skateland, their last days before they shut down, the rink shut down. I interviewed the owner as well. So I've been filming all these different stories about the rinks, you know, them trying to save the rinks, the protests, the trying to save the rinks. David Miles here trying to keep the Church of Eight Wheels going. I've been that whole process when they shut down and then it reopens and they got shut down again. All that's in the film. Now they're back again and back to regular normal work, you know, like it was before. So now, you know, people need to see what else is going to happen. So I've been filming also. I filmed the Seattle, what's been happening in the Seattle scene over this last summer of 2020, New York, October. But when I got there to New York, it rained during one of the events I was filming outdoors. So I didn't really get to film all the things that I really wanted to. And it's happening again now, currently, just like it was last summer, which I wasn't able to capture. So that's why I really need to get funds so I can get back to these locations in New York and other places that I haven't, that I had already on my list a year ago, such as St. Louis, to meet up with my buddy Leo, who has some amazing stories with all his friends in St. Louis, Missouri. And then you have Chicago. There's a great event coming up. I need to really cover that up. There's these 3 rinks that are big, something big is happening there. Those stories need to be told. Then make my way to New York from there on this road trip, so I can be able to drive around to all these locations and get all these many different stories on the history, what they went through during the pandemic, and where they are now. What roller rinks have survived and what roller rinks have not survived. You know, if this roller skating thing is going to keep growing, or is it become a fad, or people going to go back to their regular lives, or what? We don't know, but we need to find out. So the goal of this film is to become a 6 to 8 episode series for potentially Netflix, Hulu, HBO, whoever is interested in these stories. And they are amazing stories that need to be told, and people need to see it. And here's the benefit about why this film makes it different. For one, I'm a filmmaker. I've been studying it for many years, since I was a kid. I've been working on other people's documentaries. I am a DP on many other people's docs that have been on PBS, Netflix, and other TV shows. But this is something I need to happen so I can finally get the credentials and say, look, this is what I do. I like to write screenplays and make films, and I tell these stories. It's something, a passion that I have, not just behind the camera that I have an eye for as a photographer, but I'm also a roller skater. So the benefit with this film, this series, is that you're going to get a story told not from some outsider, from outside our culture, outside our community. This is a story told from someone who is part of the community, who is a roller skater, who does perform in competitions for many years, performance and shows and concerts like for Shannon Green and Nucleus. I've been on concerts performing for like over 27,000 people on stage. I also performed with the Velocity Circus, doing a lot of tech events before the just shut down. I might get back to doing it pretty soon, dressed in costume. It's a lot of fun. But knowing all these stories, because I experienced to live it, is why it comes out visually nice in this film, and then knowing how to film it as well. I filmed with the camera in full speed. I had a camera in my hand with roller skates since the early 90s. That's 1992 with my parents' video camera. So that's how much experience I got on this and why the look of my stuff is different than most people. So I'm also going to give you some more samples on my page weekly by looking at my YouTube videos, my Instagram videos, to keep up with what's going on. So that's what I'll do. Anybody that donates and wants to help support this film, I'll keep you updated. I'll keep posting more clips, my photography of behind the scenes, and also clips, quick little highlights of each location. It's a lot of work just doing that. Just trying to promote stuff is a lot of work. So one of the goals is part of this budget, so I can get a team. I can't do this by myself. I need help with the editing. I need help with people on set with me. As a one-man crew, is not easy. So the budget will help me hire the people I need to help me get this done. Because really, when it comes to most films, documentaries, they got a full crew and they have these big budgets. And I'm not even asking for barely half of that with this. So if you see a number, you're wondering, well, it goes into a lot of different places. And that's not even, and what I'm asking is not even including clearances. If I can get more than what I'm asking for, then that can take care of clearances. Then I won't have to worry about the studios having control of the film, because here's the problem: why I need funding so I can do this myself. I am really tired of dealing with the way of the stereotype of how they look at us, especially at roller skaters. When you go to certain investors, they will say, well, where's all the roller girls and the sexy girls in high shorts? It's like, it's not about that. We're going to have a variety of different things in here. There's a lot of people, and some people have a one-track mind visually of how they think how things are marketed. That's not how I play. And I want to make sure this film is for everybody in all stories, not trying to stereotype to what they think of the image of a roller skater is. Nah. So, anyways, I don't want to talk too long, but just wanted to break down some stuff, some of these fine details, so you can get an understanding of why this film is so important for not just myself, but for many people and for the communities. Because one of the goals for this film is the percentage of this film. I want proceeds to go help communities, especially for here in Oakland where I live. I want cities to understand, and other cities to also realize, hey, we should do this. Let's put an outdoor roller rink in our city, because it helps the community. Mental health, for reasons, it's a great thing for people to escape to. Look at Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Look at Venice Beach in Los Angeles. Look at New York Central Park. Great places they've been doing for many years. But anytime any other city that wants to do something like that, there's always this excuse that they'll say, oh, liability, and they freak out. We're just dancing. Look at everyone's just dancing on a flat surface. But you have no problem putting money into a skate park that got ramps and rails, the coping that has wax on it that's slippery, that not just skateboarders, but roller skaters and inline skaters and bicyclists and scooters fly and flip and do tricks and crazy stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen. But they put that stuff openly free in the parks and I'm one of those people that like to skate that as well. But when it comes to simple flat surface like a basketball court, is always a problem. So this film will help educate not just people watching, but city officials, parks and recs, to understand what is needed in communities and why it helps people. Because these are testimonies from real people, real roller skaters that tell these stories. So that's why this film really needs to go out there, so we can spread the knowledge of roller skating and why we need it in our communities, and why we need these roller rinks for us. Because right now, as seen in my film, people are just setting up their music wherever they can. They'll take over a basketball court, tennis courts, parking lots, wherever they can find the surface now, because that's the new thing, is outdoor roller skating. It's big, and it needs to stay. So we need your support. We need these stories told. We need the OGs to be recognized. The originators of roller skating need to be recognized, so people can understand who's who and understand that this has always been here. Roller skating is not a comeback. It's always been here. It's just more people see it now because of TikTok and Instagram. They now see it, and more people want to do it. So what it is, it's just expanded. And with this film, it's going to expand even more. So I appreciate your support. And also I want to leave one more thing is, another thing I would like to do is percentage of the film to help not just get these rinks out, but let's get some roller skates for the youth, for these communities of color. Get them some roller skates and get them out there to join us. So it's not just an exclusive thing for just the people that can go out, that can afford skates. Let's get other people who probably think that they can never do it. No, we want you out there. We want you out there to join us. We want to give these lessons. We want to teach everybody. All right, let's get everybody on roller skates, because roller skating gives life to so many, and it's like the fountain of youth. You'll find out in this film. Thank you.